Hi, I'm Keith. I actually created the Blazing Star Stables, which is behind me. Um, really fun, easy to do. And first, let's take you back to the back here. Uh, use the back walls. Primarily, what I used here is um, 4 foot by 8 foot pieces of insulation board that you can purchase at any hardware store. I think I purchased this one at a Lowe's or Home Depot. Um, but in this back board here, you can see these cut lines. It's very easy to do it, actually really fun to do it. Used a wood burning tool. Many of y'all probably use this when you were kids. But what you do is you just plug this in, it'll get very hot, and it's best to always draw lines first, at least the horizontal lines. So it kind of gives you a little guide. These vertical lines you can just freehand, as well as the knots you can freehand, but you take your wood burning tool and you just kind of pull it through here and it'll melt it, and it'll melt really fast if you're not careful. It'll actually melt straight through. You'll get some nice deep holes, as you can see right here, and you just kind of pull it through and make your horizontal lines, and then every once in a while just make some vertical lines. Like these are different planks of wood, and every once in a while you can have fun and make little knots in the wood. It's very easy and fun to do. Sometimes it can be over addicting, if that's even a word. Yeah, there you go. And so once you get your lines burned in, what you'll want to do is to paint this. I knew I was going to forget something, but with this insulation board, it's always best. There's a outer plastic wrap, so it's always best to pull that off first before melting this. Even before you paint it, because if you leave it on when you paint it, the paint's not going to stick so well, and if that plastic starts pulling off, then you'll be in real big trouble. But after you get all the lines burned in, what I then did is I took a paintbrush and added black in here. And you don't have to be gentle, you don't have to stay inside the lines. Just liberally apply the black in here. And I used a black craft paint. Once you get the lines cut in, just take a paintbrush with some black paint and just paint inside your cut lines. You don't have to be neat about it. In fact, if you're a little messy, it makes it even better. Just kind of glob it in there. The paint I used was a black craft paint. Now the brown is actually a flat paint that I bought at a local hardware store. I think I got it at Lowe's. And I used a paint roller and I rolled it on here. So since you have the black on here and it's still wet and you're rolling the brown, it kind of mixed it in. And as you move the roller, that black will start leaving prints everywhere. That's great. After you do that, take another paintbrush, or you could even take the one with black. Start mixing in maybe a darker brown or maybe some reds and some blacks, and you just kind of go in here and just make these lines. It doesn't have to be perfect. The great thing about this is you're trying to get that wood look, and imperfections work great. The posts are actually downspouts of gutters. I purchased a white one and then I painted it. It's going to take several coats, because the first coat it'll pretty much look like you're not really doing much of anything. But as you keep putting on each coat, it'll start looking better, and then you can come in with some black or some reds like you did on your board here, and then just kind of paint in imperfections. It will nick, but with that, it kind of leaves just that roughed up look that wood or timber would have. All of these downspouts has a base to it. There's several different ways you can attach it. I've used a piece of wood here to kind of lift it up so I can screw into it. This one actually used some little L brackets, screwed it into the wood and then into the downspout. I did have a plastic connector that worked, but when putting this up and taking it down, putting it up, taking it down, they tended to break, and so I've had to make actually a fix here. You could make this sturdier. You could have a PVC pipe inside here connected to a flange with this downspout over it, and I'll show you an example of that on the front in a little bit. But that's essentially how we connect that. This is actually the back of the insulation board, and so let me see if I can get that plastic off real quick. I'll show you that. Okay, I've actually taken it off already. But I've attached the walls to the downspouts by using heavy industrial strength Velcro. And so if you want to look up at the top, you can see some Velcro here, and then I actually have some down at the bottom. But this is all essentially attached to each downspout, and so it's light. Now you can do other ways. You could actually work this other ways by putting a wooden frame on here and creating some kind of base back here. But in interest of portability and room, when we were shipping this, I kind of went with the lightest, easiest possible way. We have the stable right here. I made these boards again out of the PVC, cut it out, and painted them. You can take like a little X-Acto knife or a utility knife and just cut in angles into it, just kind of rough it up. Now if you want to look down here, I'll show you how the flange is connected. See, this is where we actually have, there's a PVC pipe underneath here. I don't know if you can see it all that well, but there's a PVC pipe connected to the flange down here. I did this on the front of the stables just to add more stability because there's going to be a lot on here, and these posts will shift on you and bow some pieces, as you probably saw earlier. Now the stable door, pretty much the same technique. I mean, you're using just one or two techniques through the whole thing. Just a piece of insulation board. I painted the back because you will see this as people are looking inside your stable. And so I've cut in the ridges, painted it, and then I've added some accent boards to the outside of it. There's many different ways you could do this. When I first thought about doing the stables, I actually thought about using wooden pallets, because I just thought that would have that great worn look. The pallets, there's spacing in between each board. It just has a great, wonderful, stable look to it. But in the interest, as I mentioned before, of portability and setting it up, I went with the PVC downspouts. The PVC pipes, the downspout gutters, and the foam insulation board. And of course, all this is connected with the Velcro, as you can see here. And once you get it set up, just have some brown paint, and you can just do any touch-up works you have, because this stuff will nick pretty easily. Number one thing is just to make sure you have fun. Figure out how you want to use this. If you want to go more sturdy, you could use wood. I know a lot of the guys would probably love to do that and use the power tools. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. But when we figured out we needed it to be portable, I went with the insulation board, the downspouts, and the PVC. It just made it easier. It's a little tricky when putting together all the Velcro, but once it's up, it looks really good. Also, if you build the stables, we'd love to see it. If you'll just post that on the Ning site. The great thing about that is when people see your pictures, it might spark something that they can do. It might give them the confidence to do it. And it's just a great way to share and let everyone know what you're doing and how it looks. Thank you very much.